Okay, so let's talk about one more Bitcoin fork. Bitcoin fork is coming up on 28th of February, which is about 14 days from now. And the reason I want to talk about this, I mean, if you have noticed, right, I have not spoken about any Bitcoin fork after Bitcoin Cash. So after Bitcoin Cash came out, then there was Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Silver, Bitcoin White, Bitcoin Black, whatnot. But the reason I want to talk about Bitcoin Private, which is the name of this new fork, is because it's exciting, it's interesting. Now, this fork is being done by somebody who has already created something called as Z Classic, guys. Okay, so I do think this is interesting and this will have a good market going ahead. And also, this is adding one more feature to the Bitcoin. So as you know, Bitcoin so far is anonymous. It's public ledger, but it's not private. I mean, you can give me your address, Bitcoin address. I can go into the Block Explorer and I can find out how many Bitcoins you have, and I can track all your transactions. It's not private. You're anonymous. Now, Bitcoin Private is adding the Bitcoin privacy feature, and this fork is happening on 28th of February, and this will be given, the fork version, which is called Bitcoin Private, will be given to anyone who is holding Bitcoin and Z Classic. We just spoke about in our previous video about Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic, there is an airdrop happening where you're getting new coins. But this is different, guys. This is a hard fork. This is not an airdrop. This is a hard fork which is happening on Z Classic and Bitcoin, which will give you a Bitcoin Private, which is also called a BTCP. Let's go ahead and look at their website. Welcome back to Crypto Conversation. In case you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. And also, this is not a financial investment advice, just my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and look at the website first. So this is how the Bitcoin Private looks like. Very interesting website, I have to say this. So what is it? Private, decentralized, fast, open source, community driven coin. As you can see, it is removing couple of issues that Bitcoin has right now. Bitcoin is not fast, it's going to be fast. The Bitcoin currently is not private, and this one is going to be private. So let's have a look. So this is the article. It says Bitcoin's latest fork is just a weeks away. This one is little different from the rest. Like I said, rather than simply tinkering with SegWit and adjusting block sizes, which most of these folks have done, by the way, all of these folks that came out, right, they said they're either going to increase the block size or they are going to do SegWit and whatnot. But nobody ever spoke about the privacy. Now this one is the privacy. So it says Bitcoin Private is adding ZK snarks. Now this is the same feature which is there in Zcash, which makes it private, and you will be surprised to know who is creating it. So let's go ahead and read this. It says the privacy enhancing feature is best known for its use in the Z family of the coins, including Zcash, Z Classic, and Zencash. That is not surprising given that the fork is being instigated by the Red Creighton. So I was doing some research on him, Red Creighton. Let me open this up for you. Let's go ahead and check his LinkedIn profile and we will know who exactly he is. You can also follow him on Twitter. Let's go ahead with Twitter right now, not the LinkedIn. So as you can see, the creator of Bitcoin Fork Private is Red Creighton, creator of Z Classic, Bitcoin Private, and Whalecoin. Right, so this guy is a creator and he has formed a very strong team. Now, obviously, they have written that the price of the Z Classic is going to go to the next level. Let's have a look at the price of Z Classic first. ZCL. So anyone who is holding Z Classic and Bitcoin will be getting Bitcoin Private in the equal ratio. So if you have like 10 Z Classic, you'll be getting 10 Bitcoin Private. If you have 10 Bitcoins, you'll be getting 10 Bitcoin Private. And if you have 10 Z Classic and 10 Bitcoin both, then it comes to 20 Bitcoin Private, if I'm right. If I'm wrong, let me know. but that's what I think, according to me, is the truth. So as you can see, the price of the Z Classic has been going up. Now look at this. Ever since this was announced, so it was 91, now it's 104, now it's 127. As you can see, this is happening. However, that's not always the great strategy. Like I said, once people would realize that Bitcoin private value is not that much, they might go ahead and start selling Bitcoin, Z Classic. So let's go through this article for a while. So it says that on February 28 to create Bitcoin private, which will then be available to holders of both the coins. Like all folks, Bitcoin private is not without its controversies. Bitcoin's underlying code has not changed greatly over the years, but the ability of the law enforcement, the IRS and the other, okay, we're not going to read this. Okay, let's go through some interesting here. Okay, so it says the biggest questions that surrounds the launch of the Bitcoin private is why? Why go to all this bother to implement a privacy technology that already exists in Z Classic and its family of coins, which makes a lot of sense. So why go through all this trouble to create a new privacy coins? I mean, there are already Z Classic, Zencash, there is I'm not sure whether it's Zencash is privacy, but there's Verse, there's Monero, there is Dash. So why one more privacy coins, right? But as you know, guys, people do want to fork Bitcoin for their own benefits also, because you get to hold certain maybe Genesis mining coins that you mine that remains with you, and so once this fork version gets listed on the exchange, you already hold so much of value. So this is one of the reason people do like to fork Bitcoin, right? So let's have a look at the website. So this is private, decentralized, fast, open source, community driven and a fair smart. You can also go ahead, the white paper is coming up soon. So it says, what is a hard fork? A hard fork is when a single cryptocurrency splits into two. It occurs when a cryptocurrency's existing code is changed, resulting in both an old and a new version. In this case somewhat unique, whereby Z Classic and BTC will be co-forked into Bitcoin private. Okay, so when is the hard fork? It's on February 28th, approximately 2 days later. This is the team, and let's have a look at some of the dates. So anyone who is holding, so snapshot date is February 28th. So anyone who is holding Z Classic and Bitcoin on 28th, right? And after that, it won't be given. So until 28th of February, will get equivalent amount of Bitcoin private. This is certainly an exciting hard fork after very long time, coming from a reputed guy who has already built Z Classic. So this is not like all the other forks that has happened. But let me know, what do you think about Z Classic fork, Bitcoin private fork on Z Classic and Bitcoin? What's your opinion on this new Bitcoin private? Do you think people will prefer Bitcoin private over Bitcoin, since this has a brand name association as well? It has the brand name Bitcoin. So do you think people will go for Bitcoin or Bitcoin private? Let me know your opinion in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Give this video a like, share and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in my next video. Take care.